All right, in the last video, I showed you through the whole front end of Rocket Your Biz AI. So now let's talk about the back end, like for guys who actually get involved. They go ahead and sign up, they subscribe to one or more services, and how can they see what they got going? How can they possibly get more? How can they even cancel what they got if and when they ever want to, right? So I'm going to explain it. At the top, there's a sign in button. This is basically meant for the guys who start up. Boom, boom, or boom. At least one of those. And whatever they get is added in back there. That's a sign in, goes to a dashboard. Down here, there's a share link. That's for guys who want to sign up to become refers. And so these guys are paying to get in. You're getting in over here. Although in the end, both of these links kind of work the same. Once you get going, you're in either way. So let me just show you because you can see in the back end either way. Let me go ahead and sign in the back just so you kind of get the idea what's back here. Because it's good to know. So that's admin, that's me. Okay, this is all the stuff for support tickets. We even built support tickets in the system. So anyone have any problem with any of the work, they'll let us know. They don't need to let you know. They'll let us know directly inside their system and we'll deal with it. We're notified right away about support tickets so we see what's going on. Payouts and platform settings, all this stuff is accounted for cleanly so that everyone is under control. Okay. Now, this is what everybody else starts saying, right? Welcome to your transformation. If they haven't done this, they can do it. They can discuss and get demos and figure out what they're doing. They already paid. They already got access right away, right after their payment. So they need to start. So either they're starting here or down here, they're starting whatever. I mean, they'll just kind of like walk through this stuff and decide what they're doing. Okay, no problem. Now, if they want to get more, they can get AI managed websites. That's the whole market saturation engine idea. They can get AI income engine websites, like entrepreneurial websites that don't have to fit a particular territory at all. They can be nationwide. Okay, so some guys will actually, there will be overlap. Some guys will get both. They'll get like this for their company and then one or more pet projects for themselves. You know, that kind of thing. Otherwise, they're just getting pet projects or they're just doing it for their business. But you can get AI employees. Now, mostly that's for company guys to use for themselves at the company and or other key employees at the company to turn all their employees into super employees so that they can work 20 times as efficiently, but only work 40% as hard without the grind, without sweating, without feeling pressure, right? They get to be a hero at the company now. Some guys might get employee teams just for handling stuff at home, like personally. Usually not. That's why it's called employee teams. I mean, you can set up to do stuff at home just as easily. You could get one for you, your spouse, each of your kids. Just, if anything, to teach them how to use AI assistants in their lives to be prepared, because that's really where everything's going, right? Use AI to get things done. So the future is AI. So if you want to give a gift to anyone and you're thinking of your kids first, that's something to get them, right? A set of quote unquote AI employees to help them talk through their personal life, be their friend, be their advisor, maybe talk through business concepts with them. And you can train the main assistant to be a certain age, male or female, speak about this or that or the other. And we don't have particular parental controls on that. I don't think anyone can really handle parental controls on the internet anymore. You know, it's really just up to good parenting. But having said that, I mean, if you give your kid a computer, your kid can look anything up online. Well, getting them an employee team is just like setting them up with their own GPT instance. And in the back end, you can always tell your assistants, stick to the topics, stay away from these topics, don't discuss these things with the kids. And that's you controlling that so that your kids can't. Your kids don't need to know how to edit their own employees, right? To jailbreak them, so to speak. All right. If you want to add new sites, then there's that call prep checklist, right? You remember that? That's where you can come here. And you don't need to call in on the phone if you don't want to. You could be driving down the street and you can use this shortcut description of what you want to launch for the 50 websites you bought or the 100 websites you got that are going to run themselves all year long and it's going to take you a minute or two here. Generate the fields. It'll fill everything in. So you're going to spend another minute or two here. Then you're going to submit it. And that's it. That's all the work you had to do all year long to make 50 or 100 or however many extremely powerful websites with dedicated teams whose job is to make you catch up with your competitor and then outdo your competitor absolutely as far as possible. Okay? Smartly. And that is amazing. And those websites will come live 1 per hour. And of course, as we go taking orders on, we're going to learn how to load balance that so we can do 2 per hour, 5 per hour, 10 per hour. You know, can you imagine getting 100 websites done from the time you hang up your phone and basically 10 or 11 hours later, they're just all finished and totally in play. And now they're going to govern themselves. And if you call the phone number on any one of them, because they'll have their own local phone number, you're going to talk to an AI assistant who sounds like a human and knows what they're doing and knows how to walk you through to the deal. And when you hang up, it will evaluate the conversation to see what it did right, what it did wrong, what it can improve. Go back and make changes to its prompt, changes to its approach, look things up, send questions to the owner. Anything it needs to. Do web research to figure out how to answer questions better or what it may have been missing, or do we need to add something to the knowledge base, or hey, this was confusing. You said this, but that guy said that. You know, can you help me here? And then that way you get an email or a phone call telling you this so that you can advise or you can upload a new file. And then all of your websites know better. They all suddenly know everything better because they all feed from the same knowledge base, the same files in the drive folder. You know, isn't that astounding? Because I think it is. I think it's amazing. Anyway, let's get back to the dashboard. All right. So back in the dashboard. Here's more stuff. We wanted to automate generating videos onto all the websites, but there are so many factors to this that we really don't know what to hard code because everyone's going to want something else. So we made this available for people who get websites to be able to generate videos for themselves. Pretty soon we'll have like a button for being able to apply to my websites kind of thing. And then even that, what's that mean? Does that mean if they have 50 websites and they generate 50 videos, do they want all 50 on each website or 1 per website? You know, we've just got to think that through and evolve it as we go, okay? We will. But in the meantime, generating the videos and being able to download them is great. Now, these are short videos. Most of them are like 5-8 seconds or like teaser videos, okay? But let me walk through this for those of you that have never seen this before. You're going to be able to top up balance because, yeah, you got to spend money to generate these because they cost money. I mean, otherwise people are going to generate these. They're going to sign up for free, generate them all day long. We can't afford it. But here's the point. There's text to video, T2V. Then there's video to video. Or I'm sorry, there's image to video. IMG is image to video. Okay? Yeah, this isn't where we're trying to make money. This is pretty cheap, but it does have a bit of profit built in because commissions go to the referrers of the people who start generating videos. So if you referred people who signed up and started using the system and they start generating videos, you will earn commissions from it. It's all structured into the system. Now, when they choose, they can choose from many, many different sorts of video generators. Now, I don't know what you know about these. Some of these act like hentai, whatever it is. Some act like anime. Some act like cinematic, right? They look cinematic. Some look extremely realistic. They all have different flares. Some are more about convincing you that they're real. Some are more about demonstrating the point. Some are cartoonish on purpose. You know, they look that way, or they're anime. Okay. So you can go through and kind of play on some of these. You can even look up some of these on YouTube just to see what they're like, you know, and then you can just choose a model. Okay. Like whether you want to go from an image that you upload here, you just drag and drop an image. And then you put in a prompt. Take this image and do this stuff to it to turn it into a video. Or here's some text, turn this into a video, text to video. Why would you do text to video? Well, you don't have a starter image. You're just generating something you're going to share equally with everybody. Why would you do image to video? Say a company, I don't know how many of you remember this, where we went to a nursing home website once and took a picture of a nice little old lady sitting in her room and the nurse coming in and them having a nice moment, but it was an image. We could drop that image in here and give it a prompt, and it can turn that into a movie that's totally realistic. It's short, it's teaser, but it takes a still image and brings it to life. I'm going to show you an example of that in a moment. But when you use one model, it might limit you to like 5 seconds or 5 or 8 seconds, okay? And the aspect ratios can be different. So just be aware of that. Some are landscape, some are portrait, width by height kind of thing. Quality, some cost quite a bit more, some cost less. Basically, a credit is a penny. So 2.5 credits would be $2.50. But if you're going with a VEAL 3.1 quality image to video, and you do this with a really good prompt, you are going to get some really amazing result. There's where the images get uploaded. And yes, you can include sound. It can create music in the background, and it can even have people speak. You can even tell it hear what people are supposed to say. And if there's more than one character in the scene, you can have it understand, have the woman say this and the man say that, or the person on the left say this, the person on the right say that, after a pause. You can literally describe it, right? So you would start with something cheaper, okay, like 30 credits, that's only 30 cents, okay? And make sure you know what a really good prompt is before you spend any real money on that idea. By the way, you can put in half-developed ideas and optimize it with AI. Just hit the button, right? What do I want to say? Business office owner shakes hand of roofing. See how that lit up when I got to at least 5 words? Roofing professional. And the screen turns, or the view turns to the roof. Raise up as with a drone and arc around the roof to show off the new installation. Okay, look, that's really generic, right? I could have even used the audio and just said something like that. It'll just fill it in. Now I'm going to optimize it. And it's going to come up with a pretty good idea. Look at that. How's this? So now it's saying cinematic medium shot at the entrance of a modern corporate office building during the warm glow of golden hour. A professional business owner in a tailored navy suit shakes hands firmly with a roofing contractor. I'm not going to read it, but you see the idea. As they pull their hands away, the camera performs a seamless, fluid, vertical crane move, ascending rapidly alongside the building's facade. I mean, this is clean, right? The atmosphere is clean and high-end. Lighting is directional and warm, creating long shadows to emphasize the roof's geometry. All this for an 8-second video. Now, I already did this once with a 5-second video, a simple thing. And again, I use like a single sentence optimized it. And I just want to see what it looked like. So let's take a look. Background music. Simple, cool, easy teaser. Now, what can I do with that? I can download it. It's an MP4. I can put it somewhere. Okay? That's nuts. So I can save these. Otherwise, they'll vanish after 15 days or 14 days. But you know what else I can do with these? I can include them if I'm a referrer. So if I'm a person who's got websites, I can download them and put them on my website, right? I can create my own video teasers, loops, or whatever I want to do. This is long and still. So this is like the idea of having an image, but making it a little bit more lively. No sound, no action, but a little bit more than an image, huh? So what if this is there in place of the image? It just gives a little bit more sense of the coolness of it all. Except really, what should happen during this? I'd redo it. I'd do the same thing, but have the focus shift from the people to the roof in the back so that they become fuzzy while the roof becomes crystal clear, right? Nice, simple transition. But these are cheap enough that you can do it. You can delete them, you can reuse them, you can improve upon them. Now, a cool thing is that they can be used on a bunch of websites, right? You can put the same video on a bunch of websites if you want, okay? So anyway, this just gives you access in the back end when you're in charge. Okay, and if you want to cancel a subscription, you can. So if there's a subscription for a website stack that you got going, just understand service discontinuation warning. This will tell the people you'll lose this at the end of the current billing period if you cancel. And a lot of people wind up keeping their subscription. They're like, I should just do more with my websites, although they don't need to do anything. But they're like, I should give it longer. I should add to it maybe. I did underbuy or whatever, right? Some people are like, okay, let me think about it. A lot of us do that, right? Where we consider canceling and then we don't quite. Sometimes we go the other way and double down. So for refers is great because it just helps keep people here instead of gone. You know what's really neat about all this? Everything back here works in all the different languages that are supported. I have a button right here. But if I came in here through a different language, say I actually force it, I'm going to put FR for French and switch. Okay, now I'm still the admin, so I still see my box, although it's showing it to me in French. But take a look at everything. It's all in French. French. It's all French. Everything is French, right? The name of the project is the name of the project. It did do translations on 2 out of 3. Do I know why? No. But it's fine. Our system is meant to be here in the US, But look at that. What if I want to do this? I wonder. It's either going to change it to French or I'm going to say translate to French. Aha, watch this. Translate to French. Which, if I was French, I would just say that in French. Let's see if it does it. I think so. Yep, it's all in French now. Okay? So, they can generate a video. 1 or more. They could generate 20. So then they would pay 20 times the cost if they do. $41. And there is referral commissions attached to that for the refers. All this is in French. And that's pretty cool. All right. Let me continue by getting first out of French. I'll just put the drop-down button back here for the fun of it. It's on most of the pages. It's certainly on the front-end pages. And in the back, you would just wind up there in your own language naturally from the front end because it'll show you the right language in the back end. All right. That is the dashboard. So now that you understand how cool that is and how easy it is for people to keep adding to their projects and doing cool stuff for themselves. And we're going to just tie in more features, more benefits, and add it all in so that they can do stuff like upload to my add to all my websites, just one click sort of, and it'll know where to put it all because it'll be a type of video. We'll have types, your video teasers, your video testimonials, your training videos. Drop down for the topic you're training over, and the system can think through which pages to add those videos to above the fold on your websites, And then if you had a stack, you could even do a drop down that says 1 per site so that they're all different. So that's why you would generate 20 of them, like for 20 sites, and then do another video similar to it and generate that onto 20 of them. Or 40 or 100 or 200. We'll make the drop down work for however many. And the tickets, of course, already showed. You just create a ticket, submit it. We'll see it. We'll respond and fix whatever the problem is or whatever. Because we don't want anyone to be upset for any reason because we don't need it. Our systems finally are at a point where even if something's broken, we use AI to troubleshoot it and repair it. And then do stress tests on it through 50 iterations super fast so it knows it's good to go. That's stuff we couldn't do before. Now we can do it. Okay. Next video is going to be the referral portal. And that's going to be for those of you who wanted to sign up to share from the footer. And when you share from the footer, you can sign up to be a referrer. I'm going to go through that. That's also, there's going to be a benefit for those of you who are position owners who want to add to your power. And believe me, that'll make sense when I show it to you. You don't need to do it. But if you want to do it, you'll get it. Because this is about you not having to work, but squeezing in another benefit. And that'll be based on something else I'll show you as I'm showing the refer portal. I'm going to show you two things happening. And like I said, we're like 98% of the way to our system automating signups and people who are signing on. So that allows us to explode the marketing effort and explode the sign-up response and all these people getting websites and stuff without anyone having to work hard. I mean, all the stuff just goes through the queue, and as the orders are coming in, we're just going to load balance through more and more sites to get all their work done on time. But this can get very huge very fast, especially because it's priced so stupid low. Those websites at $75 a month per asset is less than the cost of a single hour for a single good worker, human worker. A single man hour for a good human worker is the same as 8 really dedicated, high-speed, high IQ AI employees that work together on behalf of the company. And it's $75 for the whole month for them to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no coffee break, no bathroom break, no going to sleep, no taking time off, no vacation, no weekends, and being able to handle everyone in every language, basically. That's insane. Okay, that'll be the next video. Hope you guys are really getting something out of this because, yeah, we were never able to be here months ago. Now we are. It's insane.